All right. 3, 4. Hey, blessings, everyone. This is Yanni, the only luckologist. Hope everyone had, for those who celebrate, had a good holiday. I worked for the holidays because I don't celebrate, but I hope everyone was able to meet up with family and have a good time in a safe manner. All right, so I did this video years ago, and I realized, let me just start redoing videos, like certain content, before we retire from this. So one of the things a lot of even my clients ask me, and I'm just using her hair as a point of reference. She has very beautiful, healthy hair. I'll show you guys it more in a little bit. But a lot of people ask me, why is their ends popping off? I have clients who hair is down to their butt. And I'm just telling you for my clients first, my response to them. And I'm talking about regulars. So whenever a client come in, like maybe just 3, 4 inches of the hair popping off, if they're a new client, it's, I will let them know, hey, listen, the most important part of your luck journey is up here, right? First and foremost. I'm going to come back to that. Now, if it's a regular, meaning somebody who's known us for years, my natural response is stop asking me shit. Be focused on the top of your head. Okay? The most important part of your luck journey is your new growth, right? So now let's go back, right? Luckily for me, I know somebody watching this and they don't know my personality. My personality does not affect my business. I have a lot of clients that come from far and wide. In fact, they love my honesty, right? And I'll tell you where the honesty is. See, she's shaking her head. Right. They love my honesty. It might come out aggressive. I'm Trinidadian, so everything I say comes out like with a boom, but I'm trying to help you, right? And not only that, I don't entertain foolishness. Let's start with that. So when you're looking at the ends of your hair, pretend her locks are all the way down or whatever length it is, right? Whatever length it is. When your ends are popping off, it could be a couple of reasons why. Besides the most obvious, you should not worry about it. The only important part of your luck journey is your new growth. I'll come back to that again. But when your ends are popping off, do not panic. There's a reason it's popping off. I've been doing this long enough where whenever I see clients, the new and the old, meaning old as in they've been with us for years, whenever their ends are popping off, it's because most likely at some point they did a color, right? Like how this sister did a color. Her ends are strong. I'm just using her head as a point of reference, right? So whenever they did a color, not just a color dye, and they had the bleach and whatever, whenever you bleach your locks, you take the melanin, which is the black in your hair, you strip it because it's bleach, right? So the word is self-explanatory. You bleached your hair. So you weakened it. You will find that if you had bleached your whole head, you let it grow out. You're like, I'm not doing that again. The area that you bleach, as it grows out, in time, it's going to start to pop off, right? If it happens, listen, the luck community makes money, right? You're going to go to somebody who do not have my personality and you be like, Shanae, my ends popping off, and she going to tell you some BS like, oh, give me it, even though it's like 2, 3 inches, and they going to add some fake hair onto it and stitch it back. When my clients come in, I'm like, we're not stitching back shit. Don't the tip of your nails pop off? And I'm talking about you zip up your fly, you zip up, Terry, let me do this video. Yeah. I'm talking about you're zipping up your fly and you chip the tip of your nail. You remember, that happens to us, right? Which one you think will hurt more, like I tell all my clients? If you chip the tip of your nail or if your nail rips off from the roots? Again, the root is the most important part of it, right? Good. So that's one way from dyeing or coloring. It's really dyeing, not coloring, right? If you did a bleach or somebody did some what do you call it, crimson red or whatever, they would have had to bleach the hair to add that color, which is fine. Your money, your choice. Now, another reason why a lot of people ends pop off. Remember, your ends, especially if you're one of those people who started locks with very short hair, your ends was once your beginnings. Make sense? Right. Your ends was once your beginnings. That means this end was once up here. If most of us, we don't look the way we look when we were 17, 18, 19, and now we're in our late 30s, 40s, if our body most of us, our body don't look the same, you don't think you will have a change in your hair? During that time as your locks is growing, a lot has happened, right? So let's say your ends, that was once your beginnings, it was up here. And this is with no color, just life. Life was lifing, right? And it could have been at the beginning of your long journey where you got your hair twisted mad tight. You feel me? You got the styles done and then you stopped. That part that was done mad tight, twisting, palm rolling, interlock, it doesn't matter the technique. It was done mad tight. It grew out. And as it grew out, it just got weak. Though you stopped doing it, now your new growth is looking nice and healthy. Let me lean you back, queen, like this. But the ends look a little weaker. Your ends just grew out. In time, it will pop off, right? Because a lot happened. It also could have been a time when your hair was short, not as short as like 1 inch, but it grew out a little bit. It could have been a time you were stressed in your life. Right? Stress does, that's a whole video I have to post very soon. Stress does affect the growth of our hair, right? It could have been a time where you got diagnosed with something. It could have been a time where you changed your medication. So you will notice when your locks are growing, not everybody looks one size like hers. And I'm saying that because I have clients like that. I have clients, though they have long hair, right? In the middle of their locks look thin. This part look bigger, this part, and they wonder why. I see your locks tells a story. Ask yourself, the average person, before you ask yourself, the average person here grows 4 inches per year. Average, I'm not saying everybody. Some people here grow slow, some people here grow fast. And then when you take out the variables of genetics, medical condition, medication, and all that stuff, you know, it could vary, right? So you can say to yourself, wow, look how my ends look, or my middle is thinning. Oh shit, you know what? 13 months ago, I was buying that house and that was really stressful. And then my hair thin. And now that I bought the house and I'm settled, it thickened back up. But that thin part just grew out. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
It make perfect sense? Right. And you're a medical worker. So we're looking at it medically too. Right? So my point is this. Do not go to someone. Some of y'all will still do it. I always say your money, your choice, you have all the power. But I have had clients who come to me and be like, you know what, Yanni, my end's thinning or they want to pop off. Could you, I'm not reattaching crap. First, I don't even charge for reattachments. What am I reattaching? If a tooth fall out your mouth, the tooth was rotten, right? Just hear me out. You take the rotten tooth and stick it back in your gum, right? If a diabetic leg got amputated, after the leg got amputated, do you take the rotten leg and put it back onto the stump? No. You're holding on to stuff that you shouldn't be holding on to. If a couple of your locks or your locks at the ends pop off, I already told her when she came here 3 months ago, I said, as your locks grow, and you know you felt it too, her ends it may not pop off right away, but it's going to get weak. I could already tell. See how that look a little flubby right there? Right? And this girl here, on a scale of 1 to 10, I always give people a scale. This sister here is a 50. She gave me a run for my money, and I have thick, healthy hair. She make me look bold. However, when did you do this?
The dye, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Do you regret it?
No.
No? All right, good. You don't have to regret it. I like that. She's being honest. She did it, but she learned from it. Would you do it again, or would you do a color the next time?
I'm not sure. I was thinking about, but I remember last time when I told you, I was thinking about
doing it,
bringing it, because I never do it all the way to.
You always did it to the.
I never, even when I did the first time, I didn't do it to the root.
You just did it to the ends.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was thinking about bringing it up
a little higher.
And you said you were going to beat me. So.
Yeah, I did threaten her. I threatened her. Yeah, I threaten my clients. I threaten them. I do. And they come back because it comes from an honest place. I'll bump you upside your head, put some rock in a sock, and bump you upside your head. But what I did tell her, you may have forgotten, I say, we're not going to bleach it if you want it done. Jimmy is going to color it. Because there's a difference between a color and a dye. Yes. What she did before was dye, right? Or bleached out. So she bleached it, right? So I'm not talking against putting a color in your hair. And with her skin texture, she has a very beautiful, smooth skin texture. It's actually going to look good on her. But she would not have to worry about any breakage in the future as it grows out. But as this grows out, there might be a chance, a great chance, that little by little bit the ends are going to pop up. So if you are one of those people and you're looking at your ends, first of all, do not be obsessed with it. Another thing you don't want to do, I've had a lot of clients that do it. I'll be doing their hair and then it can't go through. And I'm like, why did you put this nut in it? You sit down and you tie the thin part and you tie it in a nut. And I know everybody watching this like, how the heck does she know this shit? Because everything you guys could think about when it comes to the health of locks, I could write a book about it. because I have seen it. Why are you tying a knot in your hair, Michelle? One of my clients, just an example. Well, it was thinning. Okay, let it thin out to just pop it off. This, notice I'm repetitive. I'm not repetitive because I'm crazy. This is the most important part of your lock journey. Your hair does not grow from the end up. It goes from the top out. So even if she decided, I'm using her as an example again, like how she wants to put a color, and I know it's going to look beautiful on her, I'm going to give her the link so you get a nice brand that's healthy for your hair. But let's say this grows out a little longer and she say, you know what, I don't want this goal, I want to cut it. It's not going to affect her hair because guess what, her hair, once she's alive and well, her hair is going to continue to grow out. So I'm saying that do not take your hair and tie knots. First of all, that's, especially if you have a very fine, your locks were done very thin, or you have a very fine texture here. As you do your knots, you come back in a year or so, even that part where the knot is going to thin out because here cuts here. I'll repeat what I just said. Here cuts here. If I was to take this and I grab this and I keep going back and forth, her strands could cut her strands. So if you do a knot, that knot alone is strands cutting other strands, and your locks is going to thin out in time to come where you put the knot. Do not put knots on your hair. One, is going to weigh your hair down, and two, as I said, hair cuts here. Just let it go. Another thing you do not want to do if you do it yourself or Shanae convince you to do it, do not let anyone say, well, you know, your locks thin, your locks here, the end's thinning, but I could take some fake hair and I could wrap it around and do like a full lock thing. And then they charge you for that. So you being charged for damage. I can't tell you how many clients I've sit in my chair and that causes the hair to thin out even more because now you have this weight that somebody wrapped around. Let it go. Remember what I told you about the nasty tooth and the leg? Just let it go. This should be your focus. Just this. Okay? When it comes to here, that's what I tell my regular clients when they ask me. I can't tell you as I'm doing here for people who've been with me for years. At the end of the day, I have a lot of little 2-3 inch ends all over. And I've had clients who, should I reattach this? No, what you should do is get out my house. Let's start with that. Stop asking me foolishness. Okay, Yanni, that's why I love you. Right? I'm not charging for that because it's wrong. You feel me? It is wrong. Right? Just let it go or just let it grow out. If you're one of those people, oh my God, I'm afraid to let it go, then fine, just let it grow out. Right? But if it's hanging on strings, the last thing you want is to be at dinner with somebody and that end that you was holding on to fall out in your soup. Right? See? Okay? Which one? When you could have just take your hand, pop it off, throw it in a plant or something. Back in the day, Trinidadians, we throw it here in plants because as the plant grow, it's old wives' tale. When the plant grow, your hair grow. That's what we did. So if you want to hold on to something, put your hair that pop off, put it in a plant. All right? Now, when we're looking at this queen here, oh, her hair is so beautiful. Look at that. Just thickens, and healthy. And she came like this. Jimmy and I did not do this. This is her second time seeing her. She's a newborn baby, meaning she's an adult woman, meaning in how long we've known her compared to our other clients, right? So she's been with us, this is 6 months. During that time, she did not wash. I'm just talking about her lock journey. I asked her, because we told her that, she said, how often should I wash? And Jimmy was like, don't wash it. Wait till you see us in 3 months. And she did it. How much did you oil in between?
I did it like once a month.
Once a month, that's not bad. So she oil estimated the 3 months, maybe 2-3 times.
Yeah.
Simply you see the chart. Perfect. So how beautiful her hair is. When she came, it wasn't dirty, even though she didn't wash it in 3 months. It was not smelly. That is a myth. This is me talking away from the thin part of the ends of your locks, right? Your hair smells if you're putting a lot of product in your hair and then you're sweating and stuff. And the product mixes, that's what causes locks to smell. We do not use product. 95% of our clients do not wash their hair until they see us. In fact, a young man just came in. He drove all the way from Trenton. He's one of the wash clients. His locks is behind his knees. He only comes for Jimmy to wash his hair. And we see him like what? Once every 9 months or so? Tara? Right. So, overwashing is not good. But if you want to do it, knock yourself out. Right? Over oiling is not good. This is nice and bouncy. She did a nice big base. Who started it? Oh, so you didn't start it, right? No, I didn't start and what did you start it with? 2 strands? 2 strands. Right. So if you look at her ends, right. If you look at her ends, you can see a little twiggliness. That's because she started with 2 strand, right? What made you start it with 2 strand? That's so nice. Okay, so she was watching my videos before she started a lot. And if you watch me for a while, I always said, do not go with comb coil twist. Ordinary 2 strand. 2 strand twist. Or do what you all Americans call box braids. It is eventually going to lock up. And it's going to look amazing. All right, so I'm going to finish her here. Let me bring her back a little bit so you guys could see it. Healthy. Beautiful, bouncy, not crispy. When she came the first time, it was a little crisps with a side order fries, side order coleslaw, right? Crispy chicken. Right? But she and her kids, they all got thick hair. This is definitely genetic, right? And she was already low maintenance, so she's the perfect client. I like clients like that who just like, you know what? I just want Yanni and Jimmy to keep it healthy, you know. All right, so remember again, just to reiterate, stop fussing over your ends thinning out. Ask yourself what causing it. And remember, as I said before, your hair, as it grows, it tells a story. Right? Years to come, even if she don't want us to do the color, and years to come, this grows down to her butt, she will remember why her ends, it's this color, because it was once shorter. Right? Your ends was once your beginnings. It is not important. Many of you are worried about the wrong things. I've met clients who worried about the ends, but their new growth is not growing. You're dealing with traction, alopecia areata, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, sis, that should not be your concern. You're losing your head. You're like 1 step away from going bald. Let's focus on that. So when it comes to, I've had clients who book me, and every client who book me have to send me pictures of their hair. We talk on the phone first before you book me. And I've had clients who book me, and they say, you know, the reason why I want to come to you because my ends are popping. And I want to tell them on the phone, like, stop saying shit, but they knew I can't bring out the bad me. I got to pull it back, right? Sometimes I got to keep it at bay, right? And I always tell them, you know what, send me pictures of your hair. I'll tell them what angle I want, because I just want pictures of the hair. And I always tell them, I say, listen, your new growth is more important. When you sit in my chair, I'm going to explain this to you. And after that first time, we never discuss ends again. Okay? So you guys, just be careful of your hair itself, meaning nurture your new growth. Without a healthy new growth and a healthy scalp, your locks will never be healthy. Focus on the most important part of your lock journey. Just like when it comes to a plant, what is the most important part of the plant? The soil and the roots. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Right. So the scalp and the new growth, like the plant, boom. There we go. Guys, tune in for more videos. Remember, we are working until January the 14th. We are no longer coming to Georgia. So if you're booking, if you want to fly in to see us, a lot of people flew in. If you're flying in to see us in the Jersey location, you know, you are going to come to Newark Liberty Airport, not JFK. You don't want to go to New York. People crazy down there. Girl, you know I ain't lying. Yeah, they're crazy down there. Stay tuned for more videos, guys. Bye.